welcome to Calgary local time. It is 10 minutes after 1 and it's currently 6 degrees Celsius. For your safety, please remain seated.
We're here at the Interzone Conference engaging in important conversations about technology, cloud computing, decentralization aspects of the internet. It's very humbling to be speaking at a conference where Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, he's the keynote. And there are a lot of leading technology companies from Uber to Airbnb, and we're learning a lot. So it's a payment system at the heart. It's free payments. Who doesn't like that? But it's using a form factor in gold that over time, if history repeats itself, and we're talking about 6,000 years of history here, should significantly and markedly empower your life.
It's a market sort of reaction, a market approach to reintroducing what's known as a commodity money. You know, most systems of money are basically a form of debt. It's an IOU to your bank, to the central bank. Using technology, you know, given the infrastructure built out of the internet and computing and mobile phones, we're now able to allow people to make exchanges and economic activity using a decentralized commodity rather than just forms of debt in local economies.
You can send it, you can spend it, you can receive it, and you can even redeem it in physical gold cubes. So it's essentially a platform that lets you use gold in ways that haven't been possible for the last 40 or 50 years, since gold used to back all money. But we're looking to reintroduce, on this massive internet structure that exists, this interconnected world of people, gold as a form factor for payments and for savings.
What we're doing is introducing basically a spendable gold. It's something you don't have to time. Just over time, it's outperforming and holding value, measuring things of value, and you're able to buy a coffee with a debit card, based on that gold.
There's 3 markets: cross-border payments, traditional gold space, people that understand gold and look to acquire it, and this commercial activity online. It costs you 1% to get onto the platform. You pay a 1% fee to buy the gold, and it costs you 1% to get off the platform to redeem the gold back into physical form or another form of payment, such as your bank account. But once you have the gold on the platform, you can send it for free to any other Bitgold user. And so if you're used to going to Western Union and sending money and paying a 10% fee or a 7% fee, you can now circumvent that and pay gold directly to your family or loved ones anywhere they reside, as long as they have internet connection, for free. So I think the other target market for Bitgold are people that already understand gold and seek exposure to gold, either as an investment or a unit of account or store of value. I personally don't think that gold should be massively overweighted in an investment portfolio. I think it should maybe represent 5 or 10% of your net worth or your assets. But I do believe that as you go down the socioeconomic ladder, as you have less money, gold should have a larger weighting in your portfolio before you have access to things like stocks and bonds and real estate, when your savings constitute of just cash, either sitting in your house or in a checking account.
You know, there's still more of the population that fundamentally understands gold as a natural asset than understands systems of debt and financial systems currently unbanked. The internet is democratizing access to everything. And there's a very large market that understands gold as something that is permanent and holds value, and something that they seek to protect their surplus and their efforts.
The other market that I think is really interesting for Bitgold is if you're already online and engaging in commerce, whether you're a freelancer, whether you work on Elance or Odesk, and you're used to using something like PayPal, Bitgold's an interesting alternative because it allows you to send an invoice for your labor to someone else, anyone else in the world. That person can then pay that invoice with traditional payment systems such as a credit card, a Visa, a MasterCard, a wire transfer, but then you receive gold. You receive gold grams, kilograms, or tons, depending on how successful you are. That gold can be vaulted at a location outside of your jurisdiction. So you can be living in Argentina and parting with your services and earning gold that sits in London. And why that's so important is it helps you achieve upward mobility, and you're no longer exposed to those localized issues that are exogenous to your personal journey to succeed. What we're looking to do is equalize the playing field. But what I think is really profound about Bitgold is that once you acquire that gold on the platform, you only begin your journey with gold. You start to use the gold. And you can use it, and it becomes useful, and it can allow you to essentially engage in commerce and generate a productive surplus, and hopefully achieve upward mobility on this kind of democratic and neutral elemental measurement system. So you're no longer prone to the whims of various exogenous events, geopolitical uncertainties. You will now have a system for accumulating a surplus under a unique elemental measurement that's relevant to your food costs, it's relevant to your energy costs, it's relevant to your shelter costs, and that over time won't erode in value. It's immortal, and another way to think of it is like an alien metal. It's the only thing on planet Earth that functions, acts differently. Everything else follows this deterioration life cycle where it dies. Gold doesn't. I want to own that. That sounds like a great thing to own.
Said it all.